Members of Council, City Administration, and residents of Swift Current. The City of Swift Current is committed to being a leader and partner in the community to ensure sustainable growth and prosperity while enhancing service levels. In 2011, City Council unanimously voted for the 2011 to 2013 strategic plan as a roadmap to developing Swift Current. The 2012 budget supports the strategic plan and aims to achieve its goals. Swift Current must secure its share of provincial prosperity that is being experienced now and into the future. The city has invested in significant capital projects over the past number of years, including a new regional hospital, an expanded credit union Iplex, a wastewater treatment plant, a water treatment plant, and property development to ensure an inventory of residential, commercial, and industrial lots. 2011 was an extremely good year for economic development in Swift Current. The city received over $2.2 million in commercial and residential lot sales. There was $52 million in building permits issued, which resulted in the third best year in city history. It represented a 155% increase over the 2010 values and included housing projects focused on affordable senior rentals, affordable family rentals, condominiums, and single-family units. The trend over the past number of years has been very positive and given strong manufacturing, tourism, agriculture, energy, retail, and service sectors. 2012 is sure to be another exciting year. We look forward to working with our partners to continue the growth of a vibrant downtown core, the completion of 2 new hotels, a strip mall, a further commercial development to the area north of the casino, and welcoming new industrial businesses to our Monroe Industrial Park. The optimism and confidence in our economy is strong. The infrastructure required to accommodate new businesses and families is in place, and our area structure plans for future growth have been put into motion. While we are facing unprecedented growth in Swift Current, it is important that we communicate how the debt is paid for. The hospital levy on taxes covers the city share of the regional hospital, and that loan should be completed by 2016. All debts for the water and wastewater fund are covered through water utility rates. The Saskatchewan Infrastructure Growth Incentive is an interest-free loan provided by the province and covers property development. All debts within the General Revenue Fund are covered through the federal gas tax program and taxation. This is made up of some smaller capital items, but mostly the expansion of the credit union Iplex. I want our residents to understand that by no means is Swift Current in the red. Our debt has accumulated on capital projects that are vital to growing our community, and they are fully funded. The City of Swift Current is in good financial position, and debt is not used to fund daily operations. Streets and walks. As part of the city's annual street and sidewalk renewal program, in 2011 the city saw new concrete work and resurfacing of 6th Avenue Northeast, a portion of Chapman Street downtown, 11th Avenue Northeast, as well as several local neighborhood streets. In 2012, the city will allocate $1.1 million towards its annual street and sidewalk renewal program. Within this program, we will see the continued rehabilitation of Chapman Street, a portion of 2nd Avenue South over the overpass, a portion of North Railway Street, and various local streets and lanes. The city will also continue the downtown intersection improvements that began in 2011 with the reconfiguration of the intersection of Chapman Street and Central Avenue. The new traffic lights for this intersection are currently being installed, and $250,000 is budgeted in 2012 for the full reconstruction of the Chapman Street and 2nd Avenue Northeast intersection to take place. Pending completion of design detail and funding approval by the province, the city has budgeted $2 million for the rehabilitation of Memorial Drive, which is the former Highway number 4, consisting of resurfacing and intersection improvements between the city's south boundary and Highway number 1. Public transit. The city retained a public transit system expert in 2011 to review the existing telebus system and make recommendations relative to the opportunity for a scheduled bus service. The report will not be finalized until 2012. However, the draft report has identified a plan for the city to implement a hybrid bus service. It includes a new scheduled bus service to operate on a fixed route. The city has budgeted $300,000 for the purchase of 2 used buses later in 2012 in anticipation of this scheduled bus service. Airport. The city has been working to improve the overall operations and condition of the Swift Current Regional Airport since 2010. In 2011, the city hired an airport manager to assist and effectively manage, maintain, and operate on all airport activity. As another critical step in 2011, the city commissioned a consultant to complete the airport master plan. The plan recommends several short and long-term enhancements and operational opportunities in order to serve as a sustainable and reliable regional airport into the future. The city has allocated $325,000 in 2012 for the purchase of runway clearing and cleaning equipment to focus on improved winter and summer operations to accommodate safe and reliable runway conditions for air ambulance and other air traffic. Asset management. Since 2009, the city has been investigating and developing plans to sustainably manage the rehabilitation of the vast network of aging underground and surface infrastructure throughout the city. Over the past couple of years, some of the most critical storm and sewer pipes, water main creek crossings, water reservoir components, and bridge structures have been renewed. In 2012, approximately $650,000 was budgeted for additional infrastructure renewal and engineering for future years' work. Projects include replacement of a section of storm pipe in North Wellway Street with a larger pipe to alleviate intersection flooding, renewal of a portion of critical storm main on the south side that is deteriorated and beginning to collapse, and the design work for pipe renewals in 1st Avenue Northwest and Sydney Street Northwest. In addition, the city has allocated $145,000 to implement the comprehensive process of asset management, which is needed for determining a financially sustainable plan to manage the city's infrastructure. 2012 will consist of the development of a strategic asset management implementation plan and state of our infrastructure report. Asset management planning will continue for several years as it will be required to support future provincial and federal funding applications. Moving to property development. The last phases of underground infrastructure were installed in the Highland subdivision in 2011, as well as the sidewalk and street work for the final phases of the regular sized lots. In 2012, approximately $395,000 is budgeted to complete the majority of infrastructure in the Highland subdivision, including surface work for the 7 high-end lots in Kelburn Bay, various paving top lifts, complete landscaping, and the finalization of shallow utilities. The Saskatchewan Valley development area had surface work completed on the 2nd residential cul-de-sac road and extensive planning around the integrated facility concept. Approximately $1.5 million is budgeted for the utility servicing, streets, and landscaping of the next phase of residential lots and to accommodate the 72-bed personal care home facility that will begin construction in 2012. Commercial projects already identified for 2012 include servicing of the 2 new hotels and strip mall, and residential projects including Crystal Waters and Crown West. They are designed and ready to be completed as the projects proceed. Chinook Regional School Division and the Holy Trinity School Division announced plans to commence construction on 2 schools in 2012. The city will be undertaking approximately $3 million of property development work, including site design, site grading, installation of utilities, and road construction. This work will not only accommodate the site development required for the schools, but will also accommodate future residential development, future Cypress Health Region facilities, and the city's future components of the integrated facility. The water treatment plant. The majority of the city's water treatment plant expansion project was completed in 2011. The final $2.6 million required for project completion is budgeted for 2012. The project will continue to provide the city with reliable, clean water in accordance with environmental standards now and into the future. It is scheduled to be completed and fully operational by early summer. Solid waste. Construction of the city's new municipal waste cell at the West Landfill began in 2011 and is expected to be finished by early March with approximately $500,000 budgeted for 2012. It is anticipated that the West Landfill will begin operations in mid to late summer. Approximately $400,000 is budgeted for construction of the necessary transfer facilities and to begin decommissioning the East Landfill. Planning and development. The city will hire its own experienced professional planner in 2012. In the past, the city has contracted professional planners to assist our staff. This individual will be responsible for all short and long-range urban planning, rezoning, subdividing development on existing properties, building permits, and bylaw enforcement. This position will play a key role in the implementation of Council's strategic plan with its focus on working with builders, developers, and the general public to continue to grow and develop our city. Our light and power utility. The ongoing conversion system improvement project completed areas adjacent to the downtown commercial zone and major upgrades to Kinetic Park. Major planned maintenance was performed at the Battleford substation. The downtown saw street lighting upgrades to Central Avenue, Chapman Street, and the Market Square. The automated meter reading project took a major step forward with the complete upgrade of Sask Energy's natural gas meters and a significant completion of the city's electric and water meters. 2012 promises to be another busy year for the city's light and power utility. The conversion system improvement project will continue to upgrade existing infrastructure to ensure our customers enjoy a high level of interruption-free service. The automated meter reading project will be nearing completion with 80% of electric and water meters to be upgraded by the end of 2012. The budget also includes equipment and materials required to begin the downtown commercial underground project, which will be Light and Power's focus over the next 5 years. The integrated facility concept. In 2011, the city partnered with the Cypress Health Region, Chinook Regional School Division, and the Holy Trinity Catholic School Division to discuss an integrated facility concept. Public consultations were held throughout the year and thousands of community suggestions were collected and analyzed. In 2012, the city will continue to work with the school division partners as they move forward with their approved projects. All partners will continue to provide input into the development of the area, including residential and commercial development, parks and green space development, and transportation linkages. Recreation facilities. Aquatic facilities saw a total of 53,503 people utilize services in 2011. An automated external defibrillator trainer and 3 spinal boards and 3 watertight first aid kits were purchased in 2011. This allows us to respond to emergency situations as needed, but also allows us to educate the public on the importance of water safety through our programs. In 2012, advanced courses for lifeguard certification will continue to be offered along with regular programming and services. Investment continued at the iPlex in 2011. A video scoreboard was added to enhance the experience at the facility. Lobby renovations at the Fairview Arena were completed in 2011. Fairview East had dressing room expansions take place, and Fairview West saw the installation of a concrete floor. In 2012, the city will continue to make improvements to the refrigeration system at the iPlex to ensure that we have one of the best ice skating and curling surfaces in Western Canada. Kinetic Park saw the south washroom renovation completed in 2011, which included the addition of 6 showers for campers and patrons of events. Upgrades in infrastructure for facilities will continue at Kinetic Park in 2012. Improvements include a paving project and the continuation of barn refurbishing. Main 2011 Chinook Golf Course projects included the completion of a staff room washroom area adjacent to our shop, replacement of 2 large irrigation pumps, replacement of some clubhouse equipment, and the installation of an automated external defibrillator in the pro shop along with training for staff. In 2012, an online booking system will be put into place for the convenience of our customers. Creek bank stabilization work will take place due to the flooding last year. The completion of a bridge at hole 13 will reduce safety concerns, increase golfing traffic, as well as accommodate maintenance equipment. We will continue to invest in our outdoor recreational facilities throughout 2012, including the conversion of the Highland Park green space from a passive area to an active athletic field. The city has also budgeted for the design and development of an outdoor all-weather track. This project is expected to be in partnership with the Chinook Regional School Division and will be located at the Swift Current Comprehensive High School. It would be the only all-weather track in southwest Saskatchewan. Salto Park had its 31-year-old splash pad replaced with an updated version. In 2012, the city will continue to invest in our older existing water play systems at Westside, Riverside, and Rotary Parks. Irrigation systems in city parks will continue to be upgraded from manual to automatic to improve efficiency and conserve water. The Chinook Parkway Master Plan was completed in March 2011. This allows the city to proceed with where the parkway will continue in the future. It is a plan for the next 30 years and strategically identifies enhancements of the parkway. In 2012, we will continue to move forward with engineering services with the intent of linking this trail system to the Northeast Subdivision. Community programming. In 2011, nearly 10,000 people participated in over 17 hours of free, organized recreational programming offered by the City of Swift Current. 5 new programs were introduced in 2011 and will be continued into 2012. 1 part-time position has been budgeted to provide year-round weekly recreational programs. Culture. In 2011, the city continued to improve the workspace at its art gallery, as well as to refurbish the H-Hut at Kinetic Park and accommodate community art exhibitions. The museum was awarded the Tylosaur exhibit in 2011 which will be on display for an indefinite period of time. General attendance at the museum has increased by 584 visitors in 2011, which was an increase of approximately 9% over 2010. The city has budgeted $135,800 in 2012 for capital projects at the Art Gallery, Cultural Festival grounds, and the museum. Improvements at the Cultural Festival grounds include the addition of a slab for a tent pad and a drainage ditch. This is needed due to the growth of our cultural festivals both nationally and internationally. The museum will begin the implementation of a gift shop and servery that will be used for hosting events. The city has budgeted $125,000 in 2012 to assist the Southwest Cultural Development Group with the rehabilitation of the Lyric Theatre. These amounts are contingent on that group receiving a $500,000 matching grant from the federal government. The fire department. Ensuring effective fire protective services for residents continues to be a priority in our community. With the recent expansion of the city's boundaries, coupled with areas within the city that do not contain fire hydrants, it is paramount that an appropriate fleet of firefighting equipment exists. 3 vehicles within the fire department's fleet have exceeded their operational lifespan. The city will be able to replace these 3 fire trucks with 2 new ones. One of these vehicles is a new water tanker to be purchased in 2012 and delivered in 2013. This truck will replace our 30-year-old tanker, which was no longer safe to operate. We have also committed to a joint purchase of a rescue pumper with the City of Moose Jaw and the City of North Battleford for delivery in 2014. This joint purchase has the potential to save the city between $50,000 and $100,000. This truck will replace a 25-year-old pumper and a 15-year-old rescue truck. These additions will expand our capability while reducing our fleet size and operating costs. Policing costs. In 2012, the city will be faced with a significant increase in the cost of community protection in Swift Current. The cost of having the RCMP to continue serving our community is the major driver of the 2012 budget increase. This increase is based on census numbers and is entirely out of the city's control. Last year, many provinces reached agreement with the RCMP in regards to contract policing. Saskatchewan announced the renewal of this service for a 20-year period on August 31st, 2011. RCMP policing contracts are negotiated at higher levels of government, and municipalities are not part of the process. The last census placed Swift Current's population under 15,000. The cost share ratio for RCMP services at that level was funded 70% by the city. The 2011 census placed Swift Current's population at 15,503, and this will result in a 20% increase in over the current model, as the city will now have to pay 90% for RCMP services. Last but not least, the tax increase. The 4.2% tax increase will provide our citizens with the same level of civic services and increase the level of service in the areas of development and planning and youth programming. The 8% tax increase is beyond our control, yet it reflects Council's priority to continue to provide 24-hour police protection to our citizens. This increase is due to a reduction of the police subsidy, which occurs when a municipality exceeds a population of 15,000. Unfortunately, it is impossible to slowly pay for these increased costs. It would have meant overtaxing in the years leading up to the census. We must address this issue now. In dealing with the increase, some may feel an option would be better cutting the number of police officers in our city to try and lessen the impact. However, that would drop our service levels below the 24-hour police protection for our residents and would create an incubator for crime. We are in the same boat as communities who have crossed over the 15,000 mark before us that's seen their subsidy dropping from 30 to 10%, and communities whose populations have crossed over 5,000 residents and will see their subsidy dropping from 70% to 30%. Many Swift Current residents believe that more needs to be done to protect our youth. This budget addresses this with the addition of 1 constable who will be dedicated to our youth. Residential taxes in Swift Current are less than half of those in Yorkton and half of the tax bill in North Battleford, 2 cities with the most comparable population to Swift Current. Yorkton collects approximately $17 million annually in tax revenue, and North Battleford collects roughly $14 million compared to the $7 million collected by the city of Swift Current. The city has seen 0% tax increases in 12 of the past 19 years, including 9 straight years from 1994 to 2002. For the past 8 years, Swift Current has held the 3rd lowest overall tax increase in Saskatchewan. Yorkton and North Battleford have seen tax increases of roughly 40% in that same period, compared to 20% in Swift Current. In recent years, the city has experienced a greater demand for services from our residents, whether it is snow removal, public transportation, support for seniors or infrastructure in the form of sidewalks and roads, or facilities for culture and recreation. To argue that we can increase the service levels for our residents and not increase city tax revenues is unrealistic. We often hear the city is overspending or that property taxes are high. Through independent research, we see that this is not the case. It is my hope that residents begin to understand our revenues and not only consider that when comparing us to other cities, but also be mindful of the services they desire moving forward. Even if Swift Current taxes match those in the city of North Battleford, it would mean an additional $7 million of revenue each year to provide services for our residents. That would speak volumes in terms of street repairs, snow removal, public transportation, and countless other services for our residents. It all goes back to the value of each dollar spent, and Swift Current residents are getting a tremendous value for their dollar. With all of these considerations, I respectfully recommend and move to council that the